of UFO news to talk about today, guys. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, to start with, the podcast Strange Mysteries says that somebody emailed him some classified or leaked pictures from Immaculate Constellation. That's right, one of the parent programs of the UFO control group, apparently. Well, somebody from that organization or associated with it supposedly leaked some pictures of UFOs to Strange Mysteries. Yeah, and they're really intriguing looking images like this starfish-shaped UFO. There's no context provided, though. There's no stories where this was taken, over how long, who are the witnesses, what were the events around these sightings. They're just pictures. This Twitter channel compiled some of these pictures, and we can go through them. Different sorts of craft. You got these classic saucers, you got starfish, you got orbs. Various craft, including this interesting boomerang-like structure. We don't know if any of this is true, by the way. You can see the redactions of on the sides and the top, where the the locations and the instrument data and all that kind of stuff would be the classified stuff, and that's why all UFO videos basically should be able to be declassified, because they can always redact the stuff on the top and the bottoms, the words and the numbers that are possibly legitimately, national security interest kind of things, right? They can always redact that stuff, but release the images, release the videos. There's no good justifiable reason not to release all the videos that they have and that we know they have, no matter what Tim Phillips says, and we can get into that. But yeah, check it out. Here are some of the images supposedly taken from events known to Immaculate Constellation. Are these, taken by members of Immaculate Constellation or agents they sent out to these events? Are these photos and, or stills taken from video taken by witnesses on the ground that were just everyday citizens and then had their images seized by Immaculate Constellation? We don't have any of the details. Even if these things are true, we don't know any of the details. But there you go. There are some supposed images of actual UFOs from a leak from Immaculate Constellation. Oh, and thanks to Christopher Noel for the story. I appreciate it. Here's another juicy story sent to me by a viewer. Check this out. There's been another remote viewing team that has remote viewed the alien interview. That's right. So let's dive into that. And by the way, this is the original footage with the blue tint. The footage that most of us are familiar with the more of a black background. That was the one that the production company released. This leaked footage was leaked to them, and they doctored it up to make it a little bit more, cinematic. But the original video is this blue tinted footage. It's more grainy and blue tinted. So, but there you go. That's it. That's the original footage. But okay, let's get into and I'll link to this, and you guys can watch it at your leisure. But here is remote viewing the Area 51 alien interview on the channel Metaphysical. All right, so let's get into this. Here is what this remote viewing team saw, or at least part of it. Again, I'll let you watch the full thing at your leisure, but here's a little bit of what they saw.
Right, so it's our first step. So we are trained to do ideograms, and we just do them really quick. It comes from the subconscious. So one of the first ideograms a viewer had was the subject, and then we probe the ideogram, right? Viewer doesn't know what they're doing, right? They don't know what they're remote viewing at all. They're tasked on so many different things, like could be anything in the universe. And the first thing they said was, "It's an effing alien."
They wrote
then they
that
go
down.
more, write it down, because that's the initial impression when they probe that subject ideogram. So, and then they, go forward, which lines up with all the other data, as this being has a large head, We know this, the video, right? It's got very large eyes. The way that it moves is extremely odd because when it walks around, it sort of waddles back and forth, almost like frog like, or like a very large overweight human would kind of like
Yeah, so it's weak.
waddle when they walk. So it's like this weird, maybe
Gravity.
not used to gravity,
Yeah.
right? Like the tasking on this was to describe what's going on in this video, describe what that thing is right there, and that's really highlighted in the video, the central character there, and how that's done basically. And it's a really simple thing for remote viewers to say, well, that's a person in a suit, or there's this structure that's connected by these like sticks and somebody's moving it around,
Right, if it was a
or
puppet.
yeah, or there's digital manipulation happening here, right? So everybody has to understand this is a really simple tasking. So when the viewers start just right out of the gate saying alien, describing an alien, its movements, this and that, okay, we know what we have here. It's an alien.
It's an alien, guys. So another team of remote viewers remote viewing that incident and coming away with very similar data to the data obtained by Daz Smith's remote viewing team. They get some really interesting information, and they even go on to describe treaties or deals with the beings and the breaking of those deals that led to violence and ultimately a UFO getting shot down and that being taken into custody and others dead. So really fascinating data they were able to get. And again, corroborating that alien interview seems to be authentic. That video that we're looking at appears to be a genuine alien, a genuine non-human. Anyway, whatever this thing is, it's not human, and it doesn't seem to be a puppet. It seems to be the real deal. My heart goes out to this being, whether it broke a treaty or not. It's in distress, and the story is that it died shortly after this video was taken. This is important stuff, guys. This is important stuff, and that's why I'm going to continue to make videos about this when information becomes available. We are making treaties with aliens, making deals with aliens, shooting them down, taking them into custody. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on, guys, that is being hidden from us, and it shouldn't be. We should have oversight of these programs that are doing this. We don't know if they're doing good things or bad things. They could well be shooting at the good guys and making deals with the bad guys. We don't know what they're doing. The public needs to be involved. Our voices need to be heard on this most important issue. Meanwhile, some really fascinating information revealed by Eric Davis at the Soul Foundation. They're having another conference, and at the day one of this new conference at Soul, Eric Davis said, and this is from GERB, UAP GERB, so thank you, GERB, said that the Presidential Emergency Action Documents, or PEDS, established by Eisenhower have historically been utilized to keep UAP legacy programs, waived and acknowledged special access programs, from congressional oversight. So yeah, they're using these PEDS to hide this from Congress, hiding this under the executive branch umbrella, if you will. Select private contracts, Lockheed the particular here, are awarded source contracts to maintain secrecy and avoid contract bidding. That can't be constitutional, can it? But, let me know what you guys think. He also discussed reprisals for whistleblowers. He very much confirmed the Wilson Davis's memo's authenticity by mentioning a flag officer's retaliation from the Watch Committee and senior research group after meeting with him, and gained truly actionable legacy program intelligence while working under OSAP. Mentioned multiple iterations of ATIP. Very interesting that there do seem to be multiple iterations of ATIP, and Lou Elizondo ran one, but there apparently were others, or it evolved. We definitely need more information on this. Lou Elizondo wrote the book on it, but I feel like there was a lot left out and there was some connective tissue missing in Lou Elizondo's account. I'm looking forward to Jay Stratton's book. Maybe it'll clarify some of that. Either way, really interesting. How these private contracts are given out to these private contractors. But in the way they're doing it, selectively giving it out to individual contractors, yeah, to avoiding the contract bidding, doesn't seem ethical to me. And how they're able to hide this stuff under the presidential emergency action documents established by Eisenhower. Does that mean that the Eisenhower meeting with the beings really happened? Or did all this begin with Truman? Or both? Did Truman and Eisenhower both have roles to play in the establishment of the UFO control group? Fascinating stuff, guys. Joe Murgia also posts this further comments from Eric Davis. I believe this is on the Facebook page that Eric has posted on before. Davis says Grush reported to the House Oversight Subcommittees last year his DOPSR approved unclassified synopsis of his classified whistleblower complaint to the IGIC, which itself contains TS/SAP Special Access Program information that is exempt from FOIA, which no member of both houses of Congress can get access to except for the bicameral Gang of Eight. So the Gang of Eight can get access to this stuff, but nobody else can. Really interesting how all that works, the machinations of Congress. Eric Davis says, was one of the witnesses in his classified complaint. And I've talked about that before, how Eric Davis was one of David Grush's 40-plus whistleblowers, and then even helped him get access to some others. In the contents of his classified complaint contained direct first-hand evidence from Dave's security investigations that discovered the existence of the legacy UAP crash retrieval program. So, does Dave Grush have first-hand experience with this stuff? Did he actually see a UFO or parts of the UFO crash retrieval and reverse engineering process? That seems to be what Eric Davis is saying here, that there is direct first-hand evidence from Dave Grush's security investigations. So that is wild, guys, that Dave Grush himself might be a direct witness. Will DOPSR ever approve him to speak about that publicly? Man, I would love to see that. And what are their justifications for keeping that secret, right? Can't be a very good justification. So frustrating. But Eric Davis goes on to say, you are woefully uninformed about actions and events which took place during 2020 to 2022 that are not in the public domain. So your commentary is uninformed, talking back to somebody in the Facebook group. The evidence, so to speak, is not releasable by federal laws under Title 50 and Title 10, and a few POTUS executive orders. There are also contractual issues between the USG agencies and the industry firms that are involved in all this, which cannot be legally breached to publicly disclose the evidence that you desire. And you witnessed in December how the Schumer-Rounds amendment to the NDAA got pushback from the House leadership and the White House, to where the amendment got watered down to prevent the executive branch from exercising those now deleted provisions to avoid violating those contractual legal protections. This is now the key hangup that prevents full disclosure of the evidence that you demand. Wild stuff from Eric Davis, but you know what? I believe him. Meanwhile, Matt Laszlo catches up to Kirsten Gillibrand post-Senate hearing with Kozlowski, the lovely Dr. Kozlowski, and asks her some interesting questions. He says, knowing Sean Kirkpatrick, the lovely Sean Kirkpatrick, was under pressure from you and other Intelligence Committee members because whistleblowers didn't trust his office, what makes you confident Kozlowski has righted the ship? Good question. Gillibrand said, it's going to happen. I think the fact that he's already talked to two whistleblowers with firsthand information, those are whistleblowers who would not come in before. It just gives us another lens of information. Okay, that's too bad. I mean, I'm glad whistleblowers are coming in, kind of. I mean, but I kind of worry for them because, like many people, I have said that it seems like Arrow is a honeypot They're to trap people into, coming forward with this information, revealing themselves as whistleblowers, and then facing possible reprisals. I hope that's not what's going on, but at this point, I'd be kind of surprised if it weren't. At the very least, their information will be suppressed and minimalized. At least judging by past actions. Maybe Kozlowski will surprise us all and he will be really transparent and get this information out there. And if there are new whistleblowers coming forward, hey, maybe he'll actually let us in on what they're saying, what their experiences are, and what their evidence is. But I'm not going to hold my breath. But to keep going, the report that Arrow issued is everything that they were told to date. That's everything. And so if the stuff that someone worked on is not in the report, they need to come in and tell Arrow because it means they haven't been told about it. What's next? Kristen Gillibrand says, it's over the base. If it's over a sensitive site, I want to create authority for them to take down. An object that doesn't do anything, it's not showing hostile intent, but it's a huge national security breach. And so we want to update the law to say this is a huge national security breach, and we may take them down on that basis alone. Talking about the drones, the UAP over Langley Air Force Base and other Air Force bases and installations. We've been told that there's a law preventing those from being shot down unless they're overtly hostile. Or Kirsten Gillibrand is trying to make it so that it's actually okay to just go ahead and shoot them down. You see a drone, an unmanned aerial system, whatever we're calling it, over Langley, you can shoot it down. She's trying to make this happen, which is really interesting. So I still can't decide what side Kristen Gillibrand is on, but it's an interesting law with interesting ramifications if we are indeed shooting at NHI rather than Chinese or Russian drones. Getting back to Eric Davis and what he said at the Soul Foundation, one interesting thing that he said was that President Trump did receive a UFO briefing from no other person than Jay Stratton. I love it. I love Jay. Why do I love Jay? Well, he seems like a cool guy, but also because he and his family were haunted by a werewolf. You can't make this stuff up, guys. Yeah, they were haunted by a skinwalker, a hitchhiker from Skinwalker Ranch, whatever the heck it was, an apparition, a ghost, whatever that thing was, upright, two-legged, wolf-like being with glowing red eyes, terrorized Jay and his family. And not only them, but people in their orbit were seeing these things as well. It's interesting how it actually would skip people that they knew. If there was a circle of friends, that one of their friends might see it, but then somebody they knew would see it, or if that person didn't see it in the second circle, then somebody in the third circle would see it. It would like skip people. Really interesting. George Knapp and Colm Kelleher and James Lukatsky referred to that as the infectious model of the hitchhiker effect. How it was, some people would act as carriers for that. And then they were able to use the skinwalker, Jay Stratton's werewolf skinwalker, to model that. Really fascinating stuff. Either way, Jay Stratton, who was haunted by a werewolf, briefed Trump on UFOs. Did he describe his werewolf? I don't know, but I thought that was super interesting. Speaking of the incoming administration, Nancy Mace says she is already on briefing these guys about what's going on.
I have communicated with folks that I believe will be going into the administration. We have overclassified information. We do it all over the place in every agency, and we should start putting more information out there. And with those that are going to be confirmed for some of these positions, I've already started communicating a desire to say, here's a way to disclose, having some kind of controlled disclosure. You don't have to say everything, but the American people, and especially Congress, we do deserve answers to some of this. What kind of money is being spent? How's it being spent? Are people being injured? Is there a retrieval program? Is this an arms race? And where are we? If this is an arms race, then where are we on? Are we winning it? What have we learned from it? There's a lot here to unpack, especially I sit on House Armed Services Committee. And agencies shouldn't be hiding technology from other agencies. We should be working together, right? So I have already started to have those private conversations with individuals I believe will be appointed to certain positions.
I rolled my eyes when she said agencies shouldn't hide things from each other, because she's absolutely right. But yeah, they do. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. Smash the like button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.